The film Farewell My Concubine is valuable not only for the cultural value it contains. As a learner of cinema, the lighting in this film is equally worthy of profound study. Lighting in cinema is not only a simple function of illumination, but also of modeling. If cinema existed during Rembrandt's life, he must have been the most outstanding lighting technician, and the way he pioneered the lighting of characters is the most elementary form of expression of the concept of modeling. The 5 elements that are essential when talking about lighting are quality, direction, intensity, texture, and color. This video will also focus on the 5 points mentioned above to analyze the wonderful use of lighting in Farewell My Concubine. First of all, film and painting are the same in that they are both 2D images presented on a canvas, and to create a 3-dimensional feeling out of a dimensional image. The projection produced by lighting is the unique spatial visual attribute of a 3-dimensional world. Such a picture is eventually transmitted to the brain through the eyes and becomes an image as long as the 3D spatial characteristics are created in the 2D picture, and the brain's memory of 3D is awakened. The 2D picture will also have the vivid 3-dimensional sense of the 3D world. In this film, in addition to using Rembrandt's lighting techniques to create 3-dimensionality in the characters, the lighting designer also used the principle of atmospheric perspective to create a sense of dimensionality in space. In other words, he lit up the air. We analyze from the perspective of material and intensity. Placed in front of the light smoke, the smoke will be dispersed. The smoke-suspended particles will float in the air. When the particles flow to the place where there is light, they will be dispersed. When countless small particles are in the light, can make the light to produce a shape. At the same time, the light is diffusely reflected in the particles, which makes the characters and the environment softer and closer to the real scene seen by the human eye. This method was widely used in many old Japanese, Hong Kong, and European films, but is sadly now forgotten by the fast-paced film industry. What's more, the lamp in Farewell My Concubine is more than just lighting and modeling. Its own independent visual symbol. Different shapes and materials of lights can be used to narrate and express emotions like words. Let's start from a simple and direct property of the group, the color temperature, that is, the color of light. This film is based on low color warm tones, especially in the lovey-dovey segment, because the human body's own skin color attributes belong to the orange tones. So in the use of warm tones in addition to bringing warmth and comfort, the characters of the color of the body of the environment naturally blends together to create a more love and home atmosphere. However, when Cheng Dai encounters adversity in several places, she uses high color temperature and cold tone to deal with it. The difference in temperature brought about by the color reflects the difference in mood. Together with the colors, the quality and intensity can reflect the character's state of mind and even reveal the character's fate. Here he preferred to speak of it as the size of the light. For example, in this scene, which is the last scene of here the troop master's deathbed. At this point the master is already down to his last breath. Therefore, the lighting technician used the light leakage method, where the light is projected down from the roof, and it is blocked and cut in front of the light with black cardboard, which cuts the light source down to the size of a fist. The actors need to match the position of the light by walking, and when this little bit of light falls on the actors, it symbolizes the last bit of strength in the master's life. Even if he only has his last breath left, he still wants to sing the opera to perfection, and finally collapses in the pear garden of a kind of romance. If here, we do not use the leakage of light, but with a common diffuse light to shoot. Here, for example, it will only show the character's old age, and will lack a sense of power and a sense of ceremony of burning love to the last moment. It is worth mentioning that the light that leaks out here belongs to the category of hard light film quality, which produces a stronger sense of cut, while serving to emphasize the role. In contrast, soft light is a more uniform light. It can reduce the shadow, reduce the sense of 3D space, resulting in a distorted and hazy feeling. In this picture you can say, after drinking to people drunk hazy, in front of the body, was covered with a layer of tulle. When the light through the tool filtering is the light, becomes uniform and soft, more reflective with the tool drunken ambiguous feeling, soft light can create this dreamy atmosphere. Finally, the mystery of lighting is not only in setting the light, but also in projecting it. For example, in this clip, the placement of the light is not so important as the creation of the shadow of the character, which at the beginning of the clip is located directly behind the character. But after a minute, it becomes so. The position of the main light has been silently moved, resulting in a distortion of the shadow, which is lengthened and at the same time moves further and further away from the main character. This shows that the figure is going crazy inside at this point, as if something has been stripped from his body. This shadow may represent the initial heart of learning Peking opera, or it can also be said to be the recognition of his identity as the king of Chu. The second typical example is when Ru Xiang goes to visit Cheng Dai. A ray of light is cut into two light zones by a wall. In the middle of the two light zones, a shadow is cast across the two, like a national border. The fact that Jaxian can cross this boundary represents the fact that she is free, but Cheng Dai is not. The light and shadow reflect the separation between the two, and the accompanying action emphasizes the relationship between Jaxian's strength and Cheng Dai's weakness. About Farewell My Concubine, this movie lighting, we still have a lot to learn. This video, due to the length of the relationship, will be analyzed here first. Please allow me to use the last bit of time to show this story as beautiful as MF.
武大王何许人也？那是天下无敌的盖世英雄，横扫千军的勇将勇帅。可老天却偏偏不成全。人纵有万般能耐，可终也抵不过天命。一个人有一个人的命，你还是把他放回去。